hour nap, like a 40-minute nap, but I still got one. So I pounded a little bit of caffeine so we can get through a few chapters tonight since I have to finish this book this week. Yes, so Lee, I figured out how to do it. I have my old phone that you're listening to, my new phone with the clock app is, and then in the middle is Twitch and YouTube, so I kind of figured it out. It's okay. Oh me, so, side quest. One of my gym crushes, he's not a gym crush. Anyway, he was there. And in my head, I call him Beard Daddy because he has a beautiful beard. Now, I didn't know I was like a beard freak. Not like that. That sounds bad. But I didn't know how much I appreciated beards until I started seeing more men with beards. And, I said good morning to him. And he stopped me and he was like, "Hey, what do you think of my beard?" And I was like, "Oh, it's fine. I'm actually happy you're here, Beard Daddy." And I was like, "Uh-oh. You let your intrusive thoughts through." And so he was like, "No, but check it out." So he cut it. Yeah, that's why I'm going to the gym too. I mean, to get gains as well, but anyway, and he trimmed it. And he asked my opinion on it because I complimented him. I will compliment anyone who looks good. Men, women, doesn't matter. And I looked at it thoroughly and I go, "It's nice." I was like, "It's very tame." And he was like, I'm never cutting this again." And it just made me chuckle. But yes, intrusive thoughts won this morning. I called a random guy Beard Daddy. It's fine. It's fine. He took it as a compliment. All right, so side quest over. He didn't want to hear that his beard was not living up to the expectations of when I first saw it, so it's fine. All right. Isabel's about to act up. Find SK's book for it? Oh. You would. I wasn't mortified. I was just like, oops. Okay. So that happened, and we're going to let that go. Oh, let me put this in airplane mode. There we go. Sometimes the feedback will mess with the thing. You're going to change it to Beard Daddy? Oh, me, go for it. All right. She's going to act up. So let's go. Whoops, hold on. All right, strong as glass, you left the Discord. That's cool, my friend. Here we go. 18. Breakfast shenanigans. Isabel. A week later, King informs me that we're going on an outing to meet his parents. You were in the Discord, that's why I was like, uh-oh. Whoopsies. I am just starting. We went on a side quest about Beard Daddy at the gym. We are just starting. I'm elated to be released and nervous at the same time because meeting a significant other's family is a big deal. But to meet your spouse's family? I don't know how to feel about this. Exiting the house, I nervously tug on my dress, stalling on the concrete steps outside of the front door. King stands beside me patiently until I'm done fidgeting, then takes my elbow. His fingers against my skin feel so good, like a breath of fresh air after being underwater for too long. But I stiffen and jerk away, looking at him with a scowl. He says, looking at me warily, but I'm not having it. Let's be upset. Let us be. I need to hear myself in the mic a smidget more. Okay, we're good. He says, looking at me warily, but I'm not having it. I put my sunglasses on, irritable. Let's get this over with, I snap. Approaching the black car, I nod my thanks at Dennis and then slide inside smoothly, pressing myself all the way until my hip is against the door on the opposite side. King's rich, spicy cologne fills the space as he slides in beside me. It is truly a struggle to maintain my sanity because he smells so delicious it's making my mouth water. Snapping my seatbelt, I pull my hair over one shoulder and then turn my head to look out the window. As Dennis gets into the driver's seat, I feel King's warm fingers smooth over my wrist and enclose my hand. Just as I'm about to jerk away, he tightens his fingers on me. King asks softly in his silky, smooth voice. He sounds wary, a bit tired. You mean the hands you don't want me to fuck with? It's okay to touch me. It's okay for you. Oh, yeah. She's upset that he hasn't touched her for like weeks because he's playing games. You mean the hands you don't want me to fuck with? It's okay for me to touch them now when you want it. Yeah, fuck him. You mean the hands you don't want me to fuck with? It's okay for me to touch them now, when you want it. Let's fix that last sentence. It's okay for me to touch them now, when you want it? I say sarcastically, clicking my tongue. At his tone, I snap my head over to look at him and see his face is a bit drawn and tight. Like, maybe he didn't get any rest. What's going on with you? Up all night tossing and turning because you feel guilty, perhaps? I arch an eyebrow and bite my lip, holding back a teasing smile. Serves you right. If you're wondering what's happening, he's telling her, please behave in front of my family. He says, Isabel, please, can you be nice for one morning for me? If you must know, I went to bed with a very painful, If I hadn't you until you safe-worded, I would have you on your back every night as punishment for that curtsy you treated me to 2 weeks ago. My eyes widen and flick back to the back of Dennis's head and back to King's eyes. I don't know if I could ever get used to staff having a front row seat to such intimate discussions between King and I. It's quite embarrassing and a lot to get used to. It's quite embarrassing and a lot to get used to. Let's play. It's quite embarrassing and a lot to get used to. There's no etiquette class that teaches you how to go from having no money to suddenly being rich. At least, not one I'm aware of. Anyways. Hi, Carmen. At least, not one I'm aware of anyways. I keep my voice low. That's why you haven't come to my bed? Because you feel bad because I safe-worded? King leans in and lowers his head. Oh, shoot. I will read what he says. It is a sister moment. King leans in and lowers his voice even more. I relent a little, turning my head to look at him. We stare at each other silently. His eyes roam my face almost greedily, taking in my lips, my hair, and my neck like he always does. But he goes quickly back to my eyes, masked by sunglasses. Weariness reflects in his gaze, but I hold my ground, refusing to be moved. He says, after she says, "Not just safe-worded. You screamed that shit out like I was killing you after I spanked you too hard. I needed time to get a grip over myself. I don't want to hurt you on purpose. And if I do, I'll tell you beforehand. I'm not proud of the way I handled you that day. I didn't give you my best self, and I'm sorry." Wariness reflects in his gaze, but I hold my ground, refusing to be moved despite him being such a suave fucker. We're playing with that. Let's play. Weariness reflects in his gaze, but I hold my ground, refusing to be moved despite him being such a suave fucker, saying all the right things, doing all the right things. Well, except keeping me against my will. Why do you have to abduct me? I would have went out with him in a heartbeat when things ended between Christopher and I, had he waited and asked me regularly. "How long?" I ask. "How long have you known you were going to do this to me? Was I sitting across from you in your office month after month and you already knew? Or did you just decide this month or two ago? Because I feel like an idiot." Or did you just decide this is a month or two? Did you decide this a month or two ago? Because I feel like an idiot. Feel like an idiot. Or did you just decide this a month or two ago? Because I feel like an idiot. King retorts, snapping his eyes at me and narrowing them. "Well, I feel like one," I stress, narrowing my eyes back. "So answer the question." King exhales a deep breath and tightens his hand on me. Don't on me. I hate how I do that sometimes. King exhales a deep breath and tightens his hand on me. My brows raise in shock. His eyes are vulnerable as they implore me to understand. Suddenly, I realize he never looks soft like this with anyone else. The wheels in my mind turn. He's always stern with others, exceedingly polite almost to a fault. He's got a no-nonsense attitude, but I've never seen him look at anyone else quite the same way he looks at me. What was I wearing? I test, just knowing he won't remember. I only remember because I was scared out of my mind to meet him for the first time. King smiles, exhaling a slow breath. His eyes fall to my lips. He says, "She said, 'When did you know you was gonna snatch me up?'" That's not how she said it, but you know. He says, "I knew the moment you walked in my office and saw your eyes for the first time. The very first day I met you." And she's like, "What was I wearing?" "You were wearing this beautiful white pantsuit with a silk shirt, and your cheeks were flushed from the cold, making your eyes look greener than normal. I remember you were so irritated because you slipped outside the building, and I made you a hot cocoa to try to make you feel better. You asked for marshmallows, and it wasn't until after I made it that you rejected it. Remember?" His eyes fall to my lips. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, I say softly, feeling slightly ashamed. I'd been shaken up that day and I'd forgotten my rule about not accepting drinks from men. I'd felt bad about it at the time, but I rejected it. Anyways, I just desperately wanted the infamous Hendrix King to take me seriously. His smile turns almost predatorial. We're just double checking that I speak the English language properly, because sometimes I don't. Oh, I totally could have asked the peanut gallery, you guys. Predatorial? Is that how you say it? Oh, it is not in Merriam. That's weird. Yes. All right, thanks, guys. All right. Yeah, I always think shit sounds right to me, and then it doesn't, so. His smile turns almost predatorial. His smile turns almost predatorial. I pinch my lips shut, refusing to give him anything else. He keeps on, though, unbothered. He clears his throat softly. I swallow hard and nod, tightening my fingers around his as we suddenly lean into a steep curve. Homeboy says, "You wanted to impress me with your tough work ethic. Well, it worked, I noticed. But you actually noticed something about me that day, too. I'd been working hard on a design and my hands were hurting because I think I'd put something like an extra 10 hours of drawing in that week. More than normal for me. I guess I kept rubbing my hands and you took out this cream. You remember that?" Yeah, your hands were a bit dry because you said you'd spent the weekend scrubbing ink off your fingers. No. This is you're remembering. So let's remember. Yeah, your hands were a bit dry because you said you'd spent the weekend scrubbing ink off your fingers. And I asked you why you didn't use a software, and you told me it was because you like to use my hands first. His voice merges with mine. I'm gonna input a little clicky here because it's supposed to merge, and I don't know how the editor is gonna do that. Okay, we'll cut and paste that in there. There we go. So the editor knows. His voice merges with mine as we finish the sentence together, and I feel myself flush as vulnerability wraps around me even tighter, tethering me to him. "Because you felt more intimately connected with the design," I say quietly. I laugh. I mean, a little bit does go a long way. I arch my eyebrow at him, and he smirks at me. The double entendre makes me shiver, ramping up my desire for him. He said, "Mm-hmm. Then you pulled out this cream and didn't trust me to squeeze it out the tube. A little bit does go a long way. Well, sometimes one doesn't want just a little bit." The double entendre makes me shiver, ramping up my desire for him. She said, "Boy, you better stop for we not make it." My fingers tremble, becoming even worse at the feeling of his thumb stroking my hand. Embarrassed, I peek over at Dennis, who seems to be studiously ignoring us while we talk. The memory of him entering me, well, like I said, if we get canceled, I will be on my other backup account. Studiously ignoring us while we talk. The memory of him entering me the first time makes my blood pressure skyrocket, and I struggle to breathe for a second. But he's still talking, so I look back over at him, gifting my full attention like he does me. He trails off, looking out the window with a melancholy expression. He goes, "But you put some cream in your hand and then reached out for mine, rubbing it in." I remember feeling taken aback because there wasn't anything remotely sexual in your touch, but it stuck with me. The way your fingers caressed mine, squeezing a little like you were trying to soothe my aching muscles, as if you cared. I hadn't had anyone care about me in so long. As I study his profile, my heart softens as I realize he just shared something extremely vulnerable with me. But I quickly snap out of it and harden my stance because at the end of the day, I'm being held against my will. I snatch my hand away at the thought. "Well," I scoff. "Remind me not." Oh, shit. Remind me to not go around rubbing lotion on anyone else. Who would have known that would sentence me to being abducted? I grumble, my sour mood back. He says in a warning tone under his breath. I reach for my purse and rummage around in it, looking for my cell by habit. You're sad. You're sad. I reach for my purse and rummage around in it, looking for my cell by habit. Then I sit back with a frustrated sound, realizing I'm pissed because he won't let me have my phone, and I'm going through tech withdrawals. "Can I at least have my phone?" I snap, seeing him place an elbow against the door and rub his lips thoughtfully. He replies. I throw my purse down on the floor between us and tuck my elbows in, not even bothering to fight about it. He implores. Annoyed, I face him and roll my eyes. "Sure, Hendrix, I promise I'll do my very best," I say sweetly. My eyes narrow. "Like what?" Oh, don't be too, a little loud. "Like what, Hendrix? Heaven forbid I don't act like a fucking prisoner, huh?" Looking out the window, my eyes widen at the expansive property we just entered. Holy shit, I breathe. Is this where you grew up? We enter in through a stunning set of gates. As far as the eye can see, there are manicured lawns, ponds with wooden structures to walk to, and a guest house. The trees open up to expose a spectacular mansion like something you'd see in England. It's got climbing ivy, beautiful wrought iron balconies that almost disappear under climbing roses. Climbing roses, yeah. I've only been doing this for 5 years. 5 years? Almost 6? Almost 6. Damn, that time went by quick. All right. Hi. It's got climbing ivy. It's got climbing ivy. Beautiful wrought iron balconies that almost disappear under climbing roses. It's similar to our house, yet bigger with an extra floor. Wait, King's house, not mine. I'm not claiming any of this. We pull onto the pea gravel. Let's put a little emphasis on that so the listener knows. I'm not claiming any of his. Goe. King's house. I'm not claiming anything of his. We pull onto the pea gravel. Let's put that on a downward inflection instead of up. We pull onto the pea gravel, and Dennis opens the door to show me 5 sets of eyes staring curiously at me. I pick out his father easily first, because he's a tall, broad, 6'3" muscular man with silver hair, slight beard, and is dressed in a pair of black slacks and a sensible cream long-sleeve shirt with a sweater tied around his shoulders. I hate to judge, but fight like hell to roll my eyes at the richness of it all. But it's when my gaze goes lower, locking eyes with a gorgeous older woman who must be his mom, that I'm instantly sobered. Oh. I almost break my neck looking at King accusatorily. You didn't tell me you were half Latino. I mutter at him under my breath, jerking my arm away as he tries to grab my elbow. Further annoyed, I slap his arm. However, he snags it anyway and pulls me against his side firmly. King grits in my ear, causing a white-hot shiver to race up my spine. He says you never asked. Next time you think about that before you go running off the mouth calling people racist. I haven't done anime. Unless my voice was straight tooken. Pulls me against the side firmly. King grits in my ear, causing a white-hot shiver to race up my spine. I never called you racist, I hiss back as we ascend the stairs. He responds back. Did not, I retort, wiggling against him, knowing full well I did. As we fuss at each other, making our way up the steps, my eyes roam fast to see what I'm working with. My gaze locks in on a pretty, dark brown-haired woman. Dark brown-haired, yes. I don't want them to tag me for that. As we... Okay, I found my spot. My gaze locks on a pretty, dark brown-haired woman who looks to be about early 30s and is obviously his sister, Teresa. She's standing there with a smile on her face and a hand over another's on her round tummy. And a hand over another's? Yes. All right, my brain didn't make sense of it, so the sentence came out weird. Let's make it make sense. She's standing there with a smile on her face and a hand over another's on her round tummy. My eyes lower. She's dressed in a sensible caped-sleeved polka-dot dress and Mary Jane's. My eyes rise to the tall, statuesque man standing protectively behind her. Behind her. Let's push words out instead of sucking them in. My eyes rise to the tall, statuesque man standing protectively behind her. I have to catch myself before my jaw drops because, fuck, he's gorgeous. The man gives me a wink and then rubs Teresa's belly. It's sweet. Standing to their left is a younger man around my age, slightly shorter than Teresa's husband. He's about 6'2" and looks to be about mid-20s. My mind goes back to King telling me about his family, and I realize, though he doesn't resemble King in the slightest, this is his brother Mason. He's got thick, wavy hair, a darker complexion, a face so perfect that his features are almost feminine, and a strong-as-hell brow and jawline. Hear my accent? Jawline. Jaw. And a strong-as-hell brow and jawline. Accent. Don't be weird. Don't pop out. Thanks, guys. Thank you for the compliments. And a strong-as-hell brow and jawline. He looks bored and has an obvious chip on his shoulder. So he'll be the one I use to fuck with King. Jerking away from King, let's fucking play, 'cause it's about to go down. Jerking away from King, I walk right up to him, planting a fat, smacking kiss on his lips. Everyone gasps as Mason stiffens and jerks away, putting a hand to his mouth and giving me wide, shocked eyes. She's a bitch, and I love her so much. Putting a hand to his mouth and giving me wide, shocked eyes that quickly morph into a sly expression. I wink at him, and he grins wickedly. He says slowly, his eyes sliding to King. His voice matches his appearance, haughty and elegant like the smoothest, most expensive cognac. Hello, brother. He's gonna punish the crap out of her? Yeah, he is. Maybe. No, yeah. I think that's the end of this chapter. Next chapter. I grin as I'm suddenly snagged down a couple steps and hauled against King's side. I wince at the tightness of his grip on my arm. He growls into my ear. His tone is angry, but I put my nose in the air and sniff delicately. What? You don't kiss people in your family hello? That's rude. I turn my face and give King a nasty once-over that I can tell affects him very much. His body tightens and a muscle ticks in his jaw. Pleased, I turn my face back to his family. Everyone shifts a little nervously except Mason and King's father, Richard, who has an amused grin on his face. So he says, after she kisses him, he says, "Have you completely lost your fucking mind?" Hi, James. And then he goes, "Can we get in the fucking house before you start up with that shit, please?" And she's like, "What? You don't kiss your family? That's rude." No. Okay, I found it. He's got a hand on his wife Maribel's shoulder, regarding me quietly. I jerk from beside King and walk back up the 2 steps and hold my hand out. "So pleased to meet you," I say. His mother's grip is gentle and her eyes are so kind, it makes me almost want to not act like an asshole. Almost. Hi. My, the chat is filled with compliments. Thank you. His mother's grip is gentle and her eyes are so kind, it makes me almost want to not act like an asshole. Isabel, what a beautiful name. No. We did Italian last time. I need to read a Spanish sentence to get my tongue in the right spot. Haha. Okay, soy de Madrid, estudio segundo Barcelona. Vivo con mi familia, formado por mi padre, mi madre, mi abuela y mi hermano mayor. Mi madre. Okay, Isabel, it's so beautiful to see you. We're fixing it up. We're working on it. Isabel, what a beautiful name. We are so incredibly honored to meet you. I think that went Italian instead of Spanish. Frick. Yeah. I think it went Italian. I'm going to have to go back over it. I'm going to put a marker. Yeah, Italian, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. She's not Italian, she's Spanish. And I didn't do my Spanish research, Holmes. All right, not like that. Ay, Dios mío, Isabel. Isabel, what a beautiful name. We are so incredibly... No, I can't do it. Okay, so the last book I had to do an Italian accent. So it's fucking with me right now. I'm going to put a marker in it so that I can go back and go over some Spanish sentences to help me with that. Sorry. More S's? Yeah, I know it sounds Italian, guys. It's my fault. I just did pickups for a book with an Italian accent. And my brain only functions, weirdly. So I'm going to go back to that. It's... She says in a soft, accented voice. Likewise, I nod, holding my hand out to the intimidating man who I affectionately dub King Senior. He says, and just like with Mason's voice. Okay. He says, and all right, so it's fucking with me. It's done. We're going to go back. We're going to go over our Spanish sentences to get the accent and the mouth placement. It's okay. Brain, let it go. Acknowledge it. Got it. Cool. Let it go. We're going to go back to that. He says, and just like with Mason, his voice startles me. It's a deep, booming timbre and scares me so bad that I take a hesitant step back. But I keep my composure. I've never had a father, so maybe that was normal. I clear my throat, but that's all I manage. Leaning over, I accept a kiss on the cheek from Teresa, but I see her spouse doesn't move to touch me. No kissing, my man, please. Teresa teases, squeezing my hand and giving me a cheeky smile that I return, taking an instant liking to her. We're saving Teresa's voice. If we're going to give her... We're copying that. We're going to put it in the voice file for Teresa. And we're going to make her... She doesn't have many lines, but we're going to make her a little bit more upper class. When her lines come. Giggity. Be an adult. Be cool. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. No kissing, my man, please. Teresa teases, squeezing my hand and giving me a cheeky smile that I return, taking an instant liking to her. She's got balls, I can tell. Her voice is a soft lilt like her mother's, a departure from the three men's unique cadence. We'll put her a little lighter. a departure from the three men's unique cadence. I look over and see King giving Mason a nasty look, who continues to stare at me with a curious expression on his face, and I smile brightly, feeling a connection with him. He's obviously got a chip on his shoulder, and now so do I. I hope we can raise hell together. King's mom. Don't take the accent. Sorry. Well, orale, up here. I don't know. Well, let's not dally around outside the hood. No, we fucking went Scottish. Okay, so I'm studying Scottish for an audition. So my tongue, giggity, be an adult, is all over the place. Be an adult, and we're gonna have to do these lines again. Be an adult. Well, let's not dally around outside all day. Let's go in. The food will be getting cold. I put a marker in there so I can go back. So, yeah. King's mother shoos us in the house and we move quickly. I get this feeling that though King Sr. is the head, she's the neck and runs the show. My heart glows at the knowledge, but I know. All right, focus. My brain is effed up about the accent. Like I have the accent, it's just buried in my head right now. Okay, brain, let it go. My Audie's showing. My heart glows at that knowledge because I just know it's true. It makes me feel just a smidgen better about this weird-ass situation. My eyes roam everywhere as I take in the elegant foyer, beautiful tables and fireplaces, double staircase with crystal chandelier. There's so much light, and it's bright and airy. The rooms are teeming with plants and real curved olive trees and terracotta planters. We make our way into the expansive dining room that's so large that there are 2 long sideboards that boast what's probably priceless china, and it's decked out in a buffet style. The table is about 20 feet long and oval. Oh. We're gonna leave a smidget more space. The table is about 20 feet long and oval. I'm shocked at how shiny it is. It's buffed to a point when I look down, I can see my reflection. King pulls my chair out, seating me at the end on the same side as Mason and their mom. King pulls out my chair. Don't do that. The editor's gonna tag you for that one. King pulls my chair out, seating me at the end on the same side as Mason and their mom. He sits across the table from me. Why would he sit him next to Mason? He sits across the table from me at the other end, next to Teresa's husband. Good. I'd hate to accidentally get Maribel caught in the crosshairs because I'm about to make breakfast supremely difficult. We all spend a minute getting settled as the servants come in and begin pouring our drinks. A mimosa, free ma'am. A young maid holds a pitcher over my glass, and she begins to fill it. Mason leans over. He whispers, shoving a little shot into my hand. I smile and twist the top off carefully, staring King straight in the eyes while I empty it into my glass as soon as his mother's not looking. Mason, he's like, here, take this. Mason says, "Here, Madre never makes it strong enough." She's like, "Oh, shh. You didn't need all that." Mm-hmm. Okay, I found my spot. From here, oh, okay. Oh, well, I am sharing the audio with my other phone, so it's a possibility it comes giggity. Be cool. Be an adult. It comes low for you guys. King rolls his eyes and snatches my glass, pouring some into his. I scowl at him and he just shakes his head silently. "So, Isabel, what do you do for work?" Teresa catches my eye, smiling kindly. I can tell her and her husband are holding hands under the table. It's sweet and makes me briefly wonder for a second if the snatching up of spouses thing is only limited to men. All right, be nice. Okay, I did say all the words right. I narrow my eyes, thinking, that's not fair if that is the case. Oh. Well, I was an interior designer. Oh, how fun. But now I'm just nothing. I sit back and take a deep drink of my mimosa, wiping my lips delicately with a napkin and ignoring King's gaze burning a hole into my face. "What do you mean, mija? Why do you say you're nothing?" "You're nothing." I just needed a little bit of Spanish in the sentence. "Why do you say you're nothing?" King's mother's curious tone. High mouth. We're gonna make it work. King's mother's curious tone catches my attention now, and I lean forward to look past Mason, seeing a genuine concern on her face and attempt to find a way to do this without hurting her feelings too much. "Excuse me, I'm so sorry, I still don't know your name." I lie sweetly, giving her my most forgive me smile. King's wrath turns up a notch from across the table, but I ignore it, turning my eyes to his father now, whose blue stare is just as intense as his son's, if not more. "And I only know you as Mr. King Sr." King grits. I can tell that he's really holding back, but I keep my expression carefully neutral. "Mija. Hendrix, you didn't inform your new bride of our names?" We're gonna put a marker into that. Okay. "Hendrix, you did not tell your bride." I know. He's starting to. His mother sounds outraged, and I see color rise in her cheeks as she chastises him. I fight back a grin. Oh, it's so perfect. I feel Hendrix's eyes boring a hole in the side of my face, but I stay strong. Yeah, it's probably just a little oversight on his part, but I'd like to know. She's. Whew. But I'd like to know. I mean, unless you're okay with me calling you Mama and Pa, that is. My eyes go wide as I turn to face King and blink incoherently. A muscle ticks in his jaw as his eyes narrow at me before cutting over to his parents. I feel Mason's hand nudge my elbow slightly. I look over and see him giving me a knowing grin. He whispers under his breath. I giggle, winking at him. King sounds pissed as he speaks. No, I don't. I cut him off. I need an award for how well I'm able to play the damsel in distress. I think I'm doing a good job so far. His eyes flash. She's such a bit. All right, I love her so much. His eyes flash angrily at me, and I feel more than see Mason next to me silently laughing. King's mother speaks up, hastily interrupting us. I stopped it so I can put a marker in for her accent and go back over it. Ay, Dios mío, mija, Isabel. My name is Maribel, and my husband's name is Richard. You may call us Mary and Richard. In time, when you feel comfortable, you are more than free to call us whatever you wish. I know I slipped out of accent, but I'm going to go back and do it after later. Oh, thank you. By the way, your home is absolutely gorgeous. I gush. How many abducted women has your son brought home? Or am I the only one who's been blessed with that particular privilege? Richard gives me a little smile before wiping his hands on his napkin. He holds my stare as he sips his orange juice, looking over the rim of his glass. His dad says, "Nope, Hendrix says never brought a woman home before. Ever." Oh, that's nice. I leaned forward, addressing Teresa's husband now. So what about you? Did you get to just come in on your own accord, or were you abducted as well? How long before Stockholm Syndrome sets in? You got any pointers for me, or is this only reserved for the men in your family? I give a scoffing half laugh. I hope not, because that's really sexist on top of being illegal. Could you imagine? I look over at Mason, who's got a hand to his lips, rubbing thoughtfully, but I can see he's hiding a smile. Where's your slave mate? Oh, she's gonna get that ass spanked. Where's your slave, Mason? You look old enough to participate. Mason snorts. King's voice is strained, losing so much of that elegance that he's known for that I fill with such feminine glee I can taste it. My eyes flash as I look at him. Oh, this is me behaving, sweetheart. This is my nice side. I bare my teeth at him in a feral smile. King takes a deep, steadying breath before he looks over at his father and mother, who are staring with arched eyebrows. Oh, hell no, I snarl, pushing back so hard in my chair that it idles off the rug and hits the hardwood with a thunk. Mason lunges to the side as I stand up, taking my steak knife and haul my arm back, flinging it as hard as I can at King with everything in me. Ooh, let's put a little bit more oomph in those. Yeah, let's play with all of that. I snarl, pushing back so hard in my chair that it slides off the... Okay, yeah, we're not to take a breath right there. I snarl, pushing back so hard in my chair that it slides off the rug and hits the hardwood with a thunk. Mason lunges to the side as I stand up, take my steak knife, and haul my arm back, flinging it as hard as I can at King with everything in me. Okay, that's the end of that chapter. The first line of the next chapter is, what the fuck? We're gonna do it. Don't worry. Ooh, wait. Is this... I feel like he's gonna let her know in this chapter. Anyway, if there's brown chicken, brown cow, I'm just gonna have to mute you guys on the clock app. But please feel free to join me on the other apps. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Hi, Patrick. Okay. We have to keep the momentum. Keep the momentum. She just flung a knife at him. 19. You make me crazy, Isabel. King roars as he tips over into the other chair, barely making it in time. Puzzle piece. Not suspended.
Hello. What's going on?
She just threw the knife. She acted out at the family dinner and she just threw the knife at him.
That's my favorite part.
All right. King roars as he tips over into the other chair, barely making it in time. The satisfaction that shoots through my being is almost as sharp as the knife that sinks into the back of the wooden chair and dramatically vibrates for a second before clattering to the seat, then onto the floor. Gustavo hurries into the room with an arched eyebrow, and King, breathing hard as he puts an elbow on his knee, holds a hand to ward him off. Damn, Gustavo was about to go after her. He dodged. Yeah, he just made it out of the way in time. Breathing hard as he puts an elbow on his knee, holds a hand up to ward him off. Don't you dare fucking talk to me like... Did we peak? We peaked a smidge. But let's play. Don't you dare fucking talk about me like I'm not here. I yell across the table, my hands flat on the table, completely aware I look like a maniac, but I don't care. Everyone sat back in their seat. Richard keeps his gaze impassive as he studies me, not jumping to King's defense like I'd expect. I don't know what this means. Huh. Oh, I think they're gonna kick me off. That's strange. All right, let's play with that. That came off way too far away. Okay. Oh, I see. It looks like... Okay, so I'm learning new things. Oh, shit. No. So remember how I said I was having problems with the gram? It seems like they only let you go live for an hour before they tell you no mas. Weird. Okay, sorry, everyone. More King. It's so strange. Oh, and it's not letting me... This app is so weird. Okay, sorry. I don't... You guys might have to move to Insta, so that's why I'm putting it back up, because it is going to get a little raunchy. Okay, cool beans. And we're there. Got it. That's why my live was a little jacked up. Okay. Comprehension. Okay. Not jumping to King's defense like I'd expect. Maribel, Brody, and Teresa stare at me with wide eyes, and Mason is now full-on laughing. He slides his knife toward me, nudging my fingers with it. But I ignore him, pointing a finger at King, who's clenching his jaw and picking his seat back up. His brother says, "Oh my God, Hendrix, yes, finally someone who can put you in your place. Here, Isabel, try again." He tries to give her his steak knife. Pointing a finger at King, who's clenching his jaw and picking his seat back up. "You fucking watch your back. You may kidnap me, take my phone, my fucking life." Okay, you're pissed. And you're close to tears because you're so mad. You about to cry. "You fucking watch your back. You may kidnap me, take my phone, my fucking livelihood, but you will fucking respect me and act as if I'm in the room when you speak about me." Yes, bitch, yes. Okay. Be an adult. "But you will fucking respect me and act as if I'm in the room with you when you are speaking about me." My eyes water, because I'm done being ignored. I did it for the last 2 fucking years, and you know it. Address or defer to me when I'm with you. King interrupts, his brow furrowing, but I talk over him. "No," I shout. "You will not take my fucking dignity away from me on top of everything else, or I will become your worst goddamn nightmare. Do you fucking understand me, Hendrix?" Maribel gasps, putting a hand to her throat. "Hendrix, what is going on?" Yeah, my accent is gonna fall Italian, because that's what's stuck in my mouth. Giggity. Be an adult. "Hendrix, what's going on? You told her she can't work?" And we're going to put a marker in that to go back over the Spanish accent, which I am rusty with. King, who's busy looking at me like he wants to murder me, turns serious eyes to his mother. "Well, you never gave me any reassurances that I could either. Now, did you?" I hiss at him, clenching my fingers tightly as I remain standing up. I'm just locked up in that fucking house with nothing to do and no one to talk to but you, sweetie, or the servants. I want my fucking phone. I throw my hands up and then start ticking off my fingers. I want to scroll mindlessly at the end of the night. I want to check my social media. I need to research new designs. I'd like to catch up on my online books. I want to play stupid games. I want to play my stupid games. I want to play my stupid games. I want to be able to watch. King yells at me. He's breathing hard, the color rising in his face. Hey, D. The color rising in his face at how loud he got. My heart skips a beat, but I fold my arms and put my nose up in the air, pursing my lips. "YouTube videos," I whisper, because I just know he thought I was going to say corn. Are they going to tag me for that? They might tag me for that. because I just know he thought I was going to say porn. I fight back a smile, seeing his mouth drop open, and he half turns from me, putting his hands on his hips and his mouth tightens as he tries to get a grip. If we were home, I'm sure he'd be tackling me again. Maribel stands up so fast that Richard hauls himself out of his chair, putting a hand to her elbow. Are you treating her right, son? She shouts. Mom is gonna get him. Or you have to highlight that. She shouts in a loud voice. It doesn't sound like that. Answer me now before I come across this table. I know you guys are like, why did you say everything else good and not that? Because I have to go back and redo it. Because I have to just brush up on a few words in the Spanish accent to get that right. Hi, Crystal. Hendrix takes a cautious step back at the sudden violence in his mother's eyes. I can't blame him. I'm a little shocked, too. King turns to me with something akin to fear in his eyes as they meet mine. He's loud, letting me know he's about to snap, family or no family present. I think I've about pushed too hard. He says, I've been nothing but treating her right. Tell them, Izzy. You know I haven't been fucking you over. I treated you like a princess since you've been with me. Yes, correcto. I think I've about pushed too hard. No, I shake my head. I don't want to be treated like a princess. I want to be treated like a queen. The entire room goes completely silent at my harsh admission. But I don't care. I have a fucking point I need proven. And if you're going to do this to me, then you're damn well going to treat me the way I want. Oh, wow. Teresa. Oh, wow. I know that's right. Oh, wow. I know that's right. You ask for what you need, girl, Teresa whispers quietly, taking a sip of her apple juice. King's chest visibly expands on a sharp inhale, and he gets this look in his eyes that lets me know I'm probably quite literally fucked when I get home. Then give me my phone back. Give me my keys back, and let me go back to work, I interrupt him. The tension amps up to near unbearable heights as we stare each other down, not stare at each other down. The tension amps up to near if the tension is high, let's fix what I said. And let's go a smidget higher, right? Tension is high. She's yelling. Then give me my fucking phone. She doesn't say fucking. The one time she doesn't say fucking. Then give my phone back, give my keys back, and let me go back to work, I interrupt him. The tension amps up to near unbearable heights as we stare each other down, the passion between the two of us smoldering. I'm honestly surprised we're not bursting into flames in front of everyone. King is silent for so long that I shift, just about losing my resolve. I'll stay, I say, keeping the bite out of my tone. I give you my word. I won't run. I won't tell. I just want to be able to keep my business. Still, he regards me quietly. I wet my lips, fighting back tears. King, please. I've worked too hard for it." His blue eyes stare into mine, unmoving, not even blinking. "Baby, please," I mouth. King folds his arms, and after a tense few seconds, he nods his head once. "Oh, thank God." I close my eyes and place my hand on my chest, feeling like I could faint. "Now, will you come give your wife a kiss?" I say quietly. Opening my eyes, I tilt my head and put my hands demurely behind my back, showing him that I don't have anything to hurt him with. I'm perhaps even slightly ashamed. All right, giggle. "Daniel, so the reason why it's so clear is because I use an iRig, and that sends that sound from my mic and interface straight to my phone. That's why it sounds super clear. You get booth sound." I'm perhaps even slightly ashamed, because this is the second time he's seen me go crazy with a knife. King walks around the table towards me, his approach so fast and purposeful that I take a couple steps back, afraid he's going to run into me and knock me over. But he reaches out, snatches me forward by my nape, and slams his lips over mine, still walking into me. We back up a few steps as his free hand curls around my lower back to steady me, shoving me into him enough to let me know that he's rock hard. He looks... Be an adult. Do narrators ever get uncomfortable during sexy scenes? Of course, we just giggle. He licks into my mouth while I wiggle, trying to soften our kiss. "King, your family," I chastise, but he cuts me off, sealing his mouth even harder around me till I can't speak, can barely damn breathe, letting me know that he'll have me whenever and however he likes, family as an audience or not. Sharp white arousal hits me hard, settling deep in my belly and even lower, until with every lick into my mouth, I can't say that word. Something pulses. Some ball of nerves pulses. Sharp, white hot arousal hits me hard, settling deep in my belly and even lower, until with every lick into my mouth, I feel my clit pulse. I feel my clit pulse, making me miserable. Richard clears his throat hard, causing King to finally decide to let us come up for air. There we go. Yeah, Randy, it said a word that I can't say on the app. His hand comes up and his fingers rub my lips hard. "Will you really give me my stuff back? Let me go back to work?" I whisper softly against his fingers. Let's whisper. Let's get that whisper in. Let's actually do the whisper. "Will you really give me my stuff back? Let me go back to work?" I whisper softly against his fingers, holding tight onto his forearms. King places his forehead against mine and nods. A thrill. He says, "Yes, but damn it, Izzy, now I'm ruining your surprise early." A little thrill courses through me at the admission, and he sighs, grumbling a little. I shake my head, giving him a little grin. I have a feeling you wouldn't let me get very far. I have a feeling you wouldn't let me get very far. His eyes flash dangerously, giving me another kiss before leaning into my ear. I know, I say back. A tingle of excitement steals my breath momentarily. As he says, "You're in so much trouble when we get home." And she's like, "I know." But then a ball of nerves tingles, and I have to mute you guys for that word. I say back. A tingle of excitement steals my breath momentarily, traveling down to my clit. Okay, you two, damn. You're worse than Brody and I. She's a little bit higher. Okay, you two, damn, you're worse than Brody and I, Teresa calls out, effectively snapping us out of our spell. Okay, we're back. It doesn't like it when you say the C word. But I think they're gonna get hot. So you may want to switch your app. I'm given... I'm given my knife back just in time to see the servants come in with steaming plates of steak and eggs. We spend time talking, getting to know one another. All right, so breakfast has calmed down. She acted out. She got what she wanted. We spend time talking, getting to know one another. Everyone acts like they didn't just see me go batshit crazy, however. Nope, the however goes with Mason. Everyone acts like they didn't just see me go batshit crazy. However, Mason keeps giving me these looks that lets me know I've won some serious brownie points with him. I'm putting the last bite of food in my mouth when King announces we're getting ready to leave. What? I look around, seeing everyone beginning to get up. That's it? We just eat and then leave? Everyone kind of blinks at me. I look at King. We drove almost an hour here to eat for an hour and leave? You guys don't spend time as a family, play games, nothing? They all look at each other nervously, except Richard. He states, folding his arms and rocking back on his feet. I don't know. I shrug my shoulder. You all know how to play Monopoly? Richard smiles nice and slow. He turns, headed out of the room. Thank you for the love. Richard's like, what do you have in mind? He's like, are you kidding? I call the house peace. 2 hours later, Richard and I are neck and neck. Hi, let's enunciate. Okay, good. That was proper and right. 2 hours later, Richard and I are neck and neck, but he eventually wins. Not surprising, as I've found out he's a mortgage broker mogul. M-O-G-U-L.
Mogul.
Mogul. But what does Webster say? Mogul.
Mogul.
All right, it's a mogul. Not surprising, as I've found out he's a mortgage broker Mongol. He owns the mortgage company that everyone in the state uses to buy houses. Damn, I hope to be like you one day. Just rich and powerful and on top of the world, I say to him teasingly as he pulls all the fake money towards him. Richard laughs as he begins to meticulously sort and stack the money, giving me a wink. His use of my nickname fills my heart. Oh, I'm fitting in. That's what you're saying. That's the subtext. His use of my nickname fills my heart with something that's been missing for 20 years. I sigh happily, smiling at the older man. This is as close to a father as I've ever had, and it feels good. I look over at King leaning back in his chair, watching us while he nurses a whiskey. So he continuously drinks whiskey. So maybe we need to go back and change all of it to whiskey instead of to the Scotch SK. Because if whiskey's in his drink, then the Scotch that we said earlier is an error. Yeah, it's just I'm going to have pickups about it now. That's all. I mean, I'm not complaining about the pickups. I'm just saying we'll work on it. I blink and glance away nervously, feeling a little insecure. Might I luck out with a new family and a new husband? This time, on the way home, I let him hold my hand and I sit in the middle seat, pressed against him. King's holding it to his lips, nibbling on my fingers when he looks over at me. He says quietly, looking out the window as trees fly past. Yours or mine? He turns his head to meet my eyes. Oh, shit. It's about to get naughty. Real freaking naughty. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's so stupid.
I know. It's about to get real freaking naughty. Yeah, I think I'm going to go offline for this. I'll be on the other apps. I'm just going to exit out of the clock app because it's long. So, yes. So, clock app, I'll see you. It's still early. I'll see you later? Yeah. So, there are many words in here that are tagged. Now, I can stay on here if you want, and you can look at my facial features, but that'll be the only thing that you can see. Because the way that it's written and the words that are used, the clock app doesn't like. So I can't say them here, otherwise I get kicked off. So I am on I can't. If I stay, it's going to be muted. You're just going to see my face. So I am on the purple app, the blue app, and the picture app. So TikTok, Switch. Yeah. Thank you, Omi. So I'm going to exit out of the clock app, and you can find me over there for now. So, all right. I guess I'll come back if I have the energy to do another chapter, but until then, we are out. Yes. There may be a period in the middle of the two names. But they're in my bio. So, with that, yes. Oh, that's gonna fuck up my sound, isn't it? It's fine. No, it shouldn't. I should still be good. All right, bye. Everyone else, you can stay. All right, Omi, we'll find out, right? We'll find out. Okay. Ah, it does a smidge. I just gotta switch wires and stuff. No, I think I just have to switch my headphones. Yes, I have to switch headphones. Great. All right. Everyone can still hear me? All right. We've got Omi in there. Okay. Bob? Okay, just double checking. It sounds super duper loud on this headset. All right, let's go. My clit pulses. Fine. I scrunch my nose. Looking back out the window, we hold hands, and we're quiet the rest of the way home. It's the only peace I'm allowed for the rest of the day. 'Cause he gonna spank that ass. All right. It's the only peace I'm allowed for the rest of the day. All right, and we are right in coital. We're gonna move that a smidge. Great. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, shit. I scream hoarsely. King. My mouth falls open as I surrender to another orgasm that causes my vision to waver. Yes. Shit. I scream hoarsely. King! My mouth falls open as I surrender to another orgasm that causes my vision to waver. I gasp for breath, but he won't stop, gripping my hips and keeping me moving from him. She's running away. All right. I gasp for breath, but he won't stop, gripping my hips and keeping me moving from him. I'm on something like my 10th orgasm, my punishment for my outburst earlier today. I whimper, feeling a hot bead of sweat slick down my back as my hips churn relentlessly against King's. His dick spreads. Oh, hi, we're not gonna nose squeal like that. His dick spreads me wide, and I'm taking him as deep as I can get while I'm on top. Soft sucking sounds. Soft sucking sounds fill the air along with the rain. Another storm that won't seem to quiet. I flinch looking down at the top of his head. He's latched onto my nipple, nibbling and sucking for all he's worth, tugging and pulling. This changes nothing between us, I say, seeing him pull away from my flesh and releasing my nipple with a slight popping sound. He fists his hands in my hair at the same time I grip his. Oh, shit. All right. Be an adult. It's lost? What's happening? What are you guys talking for? What are you saying? He fists my hair. Yeah, he does. Let's get it. He fists his hands in my hair at the same time I grip his, and we attack each other's mouths greedily with our lips and tongues. You still fucking kidnapped me, kept me prisoner, I mumble between kisses. He talks around my mouth before biting back a groan as I pulse around him. He might be right, but still, it's the principle of the matter. No, we're fucking playing with that. So no one has the ability to chat in the Discord unless it's my mods, since I only use it for that, for narrating. He might be right, but still, it's the principle of the matter. He grips my ass with both hands, pumping my flesh as... Yeah, it's plumping. Is it plumping my flesh? Is it plumping or pumping? It's plumping. Okay, cool. He grips my ass with both hands, plumping my flesh. He grips my ass with both hands, plumping my flesh hard and helping me on and off him, our bodies making little slapping sounds that drive me wild. Oh God, you taste so good, I moan. Sucking his tongue into my mouth, I taste the lingering flavor of whiskey and bacon. It's a heady mix, making me lightheaded and even more lustful. Fuck, I complain, slapping my pussy harder and harder. Hear my accent? Ugh. Okay, SK. Fuck, I complain, slapping my pussy harder and harder onto him, until with a sharp cry, I feel my body relent, and I finally get all of him inside of me. I twitch hard, sore because he's so big. The memory of the way this man looked at me over dinner that night, when I told him the filthiest, nastiest things about my past, and then just rolled with the punches while I threw a knife at him over brunch and didn't lose that look of lust in his eyes, has got me fucking hot. She doesn't say that. The memory of the way this man looked at me over dinner that night, when I told him the filthiest, nastiest things about my past, and then just rolled with the punches while I threw a knife at him over brunch and didn't lose that look of lust in his own eye, has got me hot for him, prisoner or no prisoner. Just like that, our circumstances shift, and I become a prisoner of my own making. Do you really love me, King? I whisper into his mouth, gripping his hair hard and tilting his head to look up at me. I move a little harder, feeling our stomachs rubbing together intimately. We're pressed as tight as we can get, and I wish we could get even closer. He says, his blue eyes like ice staring up at me. He says, his blue eyes like ice staring up at me. I flinch, feeling his hands come up to roll my nipples gently. My hips jerk, and I lose my rhythm as he pinches harder and then tugs. The words came out guttural and raw, leaving me with absolutely no doubt that he's telling the truth. My chest tightens. I can't say anything. I won't. I run my hands through his hair, hoping this is enough to appease him. King breathes. He says, "You'll leave me. You'll run away and never come back." He's actually terrified for it. He breathes. My eyes prick as desperation saturates his usually deep, confident tone. My eyes flicker over his face. You want to give him reassurance that you're not going anywhere. My eyes flicker over his face. His nostrils flare as he tightens his hands on me. His eyes look tortured as he stares up at me. At my continued silence, he leans forward on a harsh growl, taking my nipple again between his teeth and bites softly, causing me to cry out. "Hendrix!" I yelp. Yay, we didn't peek. I mean, she peeked, but the audio didn't. Flinching in pleasure. Ever since he found out just how sensitive they are, I can't get him away from them. Sly fucker. Ever since he found out just how sensitive they are, I can't get him away from them. My cum rushes out of me. What the fuck? Slooshing? Snotface, are you still here? Is this sloosh? Sluicing.
Sluicing?
It's sluicing.
Yeah.
Okay. My sister's better with words than I am. My cum rushes out of me, sluicing over him. Inhaling raggedly, I try and lean back, but he wraps a firm arm around me, pulling me so tight against him. My breast smooches into his face and covers his nose. He sucks hard, and I come again even harder, tossing my head back and crying out to the ceiling. He groans, pulling away to place his forehead against my breastbone. "I won't," I gasp. "I won't because you're fucking me so good." He retches guttural sobs from my throat as he gives me perfectly measured strokes. He thinks she's gonna leave. He retches guttural sobs from my throat as he gives me perfectly measured thrusts. Not like the erratic thrusts from the last time we were fucking. He is the maestro to my orchestra, knowing exactly what tone to emit with just a flick of his wrist. I won't get it like this anywhere else. Where am I gonna go if I leave you, No one will fuck me like this. Only you, king. My king. I won't get it like this anywhere else. Where am I going to go if I leave you, No one will fuck me like this. Take care of me like this. Only you, king. My king. I run. Oh, high nose. Can we not be a diva like that? I run my hands back into his hair and try to tug him away from me so I can see him. All right, let's take a sippy sip. My throat's getting dry. Someone in the chat said, "Not after all the hard work he put into her." I run my hands back into his hair and try to tug him away from me so I can see him. But he turns his head and stills me with a warning nip to the sensitive curve of my inner breasts, making me clench around his length hard. Sometimes we transpose words. Let's not do that. Making me clench around his length hard. He looks up at me, putting a hand to, Oh, I know no one's going to satisfy you after me, sweet thing. This body is mine. Your pleasure is mine. Insert masculine growl. He looks up at me, putting a hand to my face and squishing my lips together. All right, focus. I'm getting tired. He looks up at me, putting a hand to my face and squishing my lips together before pulling me down to kiss him. He nibbles on my plumped up lips. Yeah. I'm getting tired. Sometimes that happens. I get
He said,
tired.
"Mommy made me eat my M&Ms."
No, I'm trying to lose weight. We can't put sugar in the body. Wow.
No, it's like that. What do you call those people who do talent shows or no, on stage? Oh, theater kids. It's like the vocal warm-ups.
Mm.
They used to do like "Mommy made me eat my M&Ms," just like tongue twisters and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah. All right. He nibbles on my plumped up lips, tugging on them and smacking his own lips erotically against me. My hips burn. I'm tired, now just grinding into him instead of bouncing up and down. I go still as I feel his hand spread my ass cheeks apart, and a long finger runs up the seam, smearing my juices from my pussy up to my ass. My eyes widen. He says quietly, "Wait, no one's ever—" I arch against him hard, feeling him insert just the tip of his forefinger there. I'm completely still now, pressed against him except for our chests. He takes advantage of my arched position to bend down and take my nipple back into his mouth. My eyes water at all the sensations washing over me at once. He nibbles and the sensation shoots straight to my clit and I cry out. Fuck, it's so tender. My heart palpitates before drawing to a stop. Hen, I gasp and tense hard, holding my breath as my orgasm hits me at the first wet suck of my abused nipple. Straight up fucking with her. I gasp and tense hard, holding my breath as my orgasm hits me at the first wet suck of my abused nipple, and he takes full advantage of it, sliding his finger nice and deep while he sucks and clamps his teeth down. I scream and push against him as I'm roughly forced into the worst orgasm of my life. His fingers tighten hard on my arm. Be an adult. Be an adult. All right, focus. Be an adult. His fingers tighten hard on my arm. My skin pricks. Hot shivers explode everywhere. The tips of my nipples, my clit, my toes and fingers. My body heats up like I've been set on fire. Hendrix, please. I moan long and slow as he wraps his thick arm in an iron band around me, holding me still. I shudder, throwing my head back in complete submission. He says. When he withdraws his finger, he pulls up on my nipple and scrapes it through his teeth in a harsh bite. At the same time, he thrusts 2 fingers in my back. Oh, God, I moan. My eyes are glazed over, staring unseeingly at the ceiling as he repeats the movement over and over. I flinch and let out a mewling sound when I feel his free hand pinch my other nipple and pluck it, and I just hang there. Let's play with that sentence. Ooh, that works. We'll lower that. And there we go. I flinch and let out a mewling sound when I feel his free hand pinch my other nipple and pluck it. And I just hang there, feeling a long gush of wetness trickle out of me between us as I'm mercilessly shoved into a state of continuous orgasms. Oh no! I'm sorry. Be an adult. Be an adult. I flinch and let out a mewling sound when I feel his free hand pinch my other nipple and pluck it, and I just hang there, feeling a long gush of wetness trickle out of me between us as I'm mercilessly shoved into a state of continuous orgasm. King grunts, the sound so sexual that it throws me into another hard orgasm. And this time he introduces another finger, thrusting nice and slow. I feel myself relax even further, pressing heavily onto him, sucking him in so deeply I probably won't ever not feel him there. That's a joke. I mean, I know it's a joke, but I didn't deliver it like a joke. All right. Sucking him in so deep, I probably won't ever not feel him there. King's really enjoying himself torturing me. Heat races through my veins, and with every warm, rough suck and nibble he treats me to, I clench around him. I'm so heavy with need that I feel choked by it, and I think I might die if he pulls out. I might die away from all the back-to-back orgasms. Be an adult. Be an adult. Kinda, sorta. All right, focus. I might die anyway from all the back-to-back orgasms. And these aren't little orgasms either. These are big ones that take a lot out of me. It's made my pussy swollen and needy, not wanting to let go after being starved for so long. 'Cause our ex-boyfriend ain't do shit. All right. It's made my pussy swole. Breathe, push out pussy. Giggity. Be an adult. It's made my pussy swollen and needy, not wanting to let go after being starved for so long. King, I gasp. I think I need to sleep with you inside me. The words come out hoarse, desperate. He pulls away with a loud suck, licking his lips and then giving me a harsh, smacking kiss. We're not going to breathe right there. We're not going to do that. Hey, thanks for following. I like the way I said that. I'm complimenting myself. Licking his lips and then giving me a harsh, smacking kiss onto my lips before lowering his mouth to my other nipple that he'd been neglecting, latching on just as tightly. Oh, fuck! We peaked on the fuck. Giggity. For real, though, we have to fix audio. Oh, fuck! I cry out, feeling him shove all the way to his knuckle and twist his fingers. King! I scream. He begins to thrust faster and faster, pulling up with his fingers in my... All right, sorry. Be cool. Be an adult. He begins to thrust faster and faster, pulling up with his fingers in my ass to get me to glide up and down his cock. he says harshly, pulling away from my breasts and snatching my face down to look at him. I feel the blood leave me so fast I become lightheaded. He moves me on him faster and faster, and I glance down whimpering, seeing an insane amount of my cum has pulled between us where we're joined. In a surprising move, he snatches up one of my hands, swipes it through my excitement, and smears it all over his torso and chest, rubbing it in nice and thoroughly. I feel my nose twitch, and something comes over me that's unexplainable. Blah, blah, blah. All right, breathe. Unexplainably primal. I yank off him to shuffle up his body on my knees, rubbing my pussy all over his stomach and chest. I can't tell him that I love him, but I can tell him another way how I feel. Mine, I whimper, still feeling him stretching my ass out with his fingers deep inside me. Mine, I say louder. I swear to God, King, if I ever catch you cheating on me, I will fucking kill you. Oh no, my mic decided. Too much breath. I will fucking kill you. I'll kill you, I yell. I think I mean that shit too. Clumsily, I straddle his shoulders as he all but slams my pussy onto his mouth in a feral grunt. All right, be an adult. Clumsily, I straddle his shoulders as he all but slams my pussy onto his mouth on a feral grunt. Lowering my arms to grab his hair, I clutch it hard and scream again as he latches onto my clit and sucks. Suck harder, I shout, clutching him to me with everything in me. I roll my hips and bob against his mouth, feeling my clit scrape through his teeth with every lift of my hips. When I slam back down, he sucks me in tightly, treating me to fast flicks of his tongue against my clit. I begin thrashing against him, fucking losing my mind at what he does to me. He slaps my ass hard, but I don't even flinch. Shut up and suck my pussy. Losing my mind, I yank at his hair and squeal as he does something with his teeth and lips that make my eyes cross. My thighs begin to shake as wetness flows out of me all over his mouth and jaw, but he keeps licking and sucking until I seize, trying to lift off him when he tightens his arm hard, preventing me from getting up. Goddamn, SK. And his next line is, I'm not fucking done with you. Sit your ass back down. Right? I should have burst into flames. He barks up at me. God damn it, I whimper, my racing heart and sweat slicking between my breasts. I'm not going to survive this. Hell, I don't think we're going to survive each other. Oh no. Hello? Okay, there it goes. My audio went out. Feeling this next orgasm come at me, I shiver, afraid of how strong it is. No, Henny, no. I strain to get off, but he yanks me down even harder. His fingers curl in my ass, and I toss my head back, wailing as he hits a spot I've never felt before. You make me feel crazy, I scream, tears streaming down my face as I settle against him, and shudder weakly through the next orgasm that I'm surprised doesn't drown him. King, you're killing me. You're killing me! I jerk, feeling something hot and wet hit my back. I sag weakly, completely spent. As I'm gasping for air and praying I don't die, I realize he's ejaculating, and his semen is hitting my back and ass. He groans against me, rolling his hips as he spurts several more hot lashes onto my flushed, sensitive skin. Rub it in, King. Rub it in. I moan, feeling him still sick. Okay. Be an adult. I moan, feeling him still sucking me lightly as he pulls his fingers out of my ass and begins to rub his cum into my back. Feeling weak. I wanted to say onto my back. You said into my back. I moan, feeling him still sucking me lightly as he pulls his fingers out of my ass and begins to rub his cum into my back. Feeling weak, I make a little noise and topple over onto my side, breathing hard. We both lay there panting, and I am completely in shock at what just happened. My hands are shaking, and I can't relax my toes from being clenched up. After a few moments, he gets up on a groan and disappears before coming back with a huge wet bath towel, which he uses to clean us both up. What was that click? Which he uses to clean us both up. He picks me up tenderly and then carries me, still trembling, into his bedroom, placing me between the sheets. When he goes to pull away, I wrap my arms and legs around him and whisper against his lips, "Inside me, please." I wait patiently as he presses every inch of his body to mine and notches his dick to my ass. Nope. Whoa. Not yet. All right, focus. Be cool. Be an adult. I wait patiently as he presses every inch of his body to mine and notches his dick to my aching pussy, arching my neck because it feels so good as he spreads me back apart inch by delectable inch, and then settles down on top of me carefully. We fall asleep, entwined around each other. All right, so that's the last sentence. Let's fix the last sentence of the chapter. There was a click in the audio, not a clit. We fall asleep, entwined around each other. And we're done. I bet she'll think twice about playing in his face from now on. Yes, Daddy. Yes, and scene. Okay, we're saving this. I still have to go back and re-go over my Spanish accent since I went Italian this time. So that's cool. Okay, we were on for an hour and a half, and we roughly did a finished hour, so we're good. Oh, me. SK, I got some questions. All right, guys. Yes, Daddy. So, all right, that's it. Ooh, I might be able to do the next chapter. Be nice. And I think the next chapter are just femlines. Yeah, they're just femlines. You know what? You said you were tired. Let's abide by the tiredness, and we will rest and we will come back tomorrow. Okay, so the Instagram died, but I'm happy I know what the issue is, you know. So, with that, everyone, we are going to call it quits for the night, you know. And so I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Yes. Yes. Yes, it is very mind-blowing. So, actually, I might hang around for a little bit in the Discord and work on my Spanish. So, there is that possibility. But yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging with me. Until next time. Come on. Good